So we have learned what are the different wrapper classes available. So we go with the first wrapper class, character. So this character wrapper class deals with the char data type. So as we know, classes have got their own functions. Under this character wrapper class, we do have some functions like whenever we are using a function of a class. Before that, I'll tell you how we make use of the functions described inside each class. Now, this is my class. The function related to a class is connected with the dot operator. I hope you remember this dot operator when we learned in terms of tokens. Dot, then comes the function name. The function name you write within the parenthesis. Clear? So this is how we make use of the functions which are present inside the wrapper classes. Now we go with the different types of functions which has been designed inside this wrapper class called character. And remember, whenever you write character, your C should be the capital letter. The first function is character dot. It indicates this is the class. The next is the function is letter, followed by the parenthesis. Now if you could note, the function name is letter. The first is a small letter. It comprises of two words. The second word, the first letter is capital. So it is L is capital. So from the very meaning of this function, we can know what this function does. It checks out whether the character, whatever you are going to try upon, whether it is a letter or not. Suppose I have a data type called char ch is equivalent to x. So I have stored the value x inside the variable ch, which is of char data type. So when I am writing a coding, I don't know what I have stored inside my ch, but then I want to know whether it is a letter or not. So in these situations, we will be making use of the function character dot is letter followed by parenthesis. Now what is the usage? If I have to find out whether ch is containing a letter or not, what should I do? I should write like this: character dot is letter. Within the parenthesis, either you can provide the variable name. Variable name is ch. If you have not stored inside a variable, you can also directly specify. This remains the same. Inside you can specify x. Now what will the compiler check for? The program checks for whether the value that you have stored in ch, is it a character or not. And also it returns. So once it is verified, it should give you a result. Once it gives you a result, it is checking is. So either it could be true or false. And we know Boolean data type contains the value true or false. So this function, when you are using, returns some value, and that value will be stored in another variable. So I will say Boolean B is equivalent to character dot is letter of ch. Now I will repeat. This particular wrapper class called character uses the function called is letter and checks for whether the value that is contained inside this data type ch, is it a letter or not. If it is a letter, then it returns true. And where is the true stored? It is stored in the variable called b, which is of Boolean. This is a data type. B is a variable which contains or which is of Boolean data type. Now if I just say system.out.println of B, it will return it as true. Now if I have not stored it into a variable, I can also, as I said, I can also directly specify whether directly as x. So if it is x, it also returns true. Now suppose if I am storing something here called 1, right? Though 1 is a number, but I stored it in the form of a char. So when I run this coding, this statement, I will store in boolean b, it will be giving you the result as false. So now we have learned what is the usage of this particular function called isLetter. This is the first function, right? Your text clearly gives you an example. Maybe when you are free, you can just go through the explanation of that particular function. The second function we are going to deal with is character.isDigit. So let me go with the second function, character dot isDigit. Again, you should note that this D is capital. So whenever functions are found with two words, the second word first letter will be a capital letter. So I hope from the very meaning of this name isDigit, what does it find? It checks whether the value what you are given inside the char data type, whether it is a number or not. So for example, if I have int x is equivalent to, it's not int x, char x is equivalent to 5. Char x is equal to 5. And now if I check boolean b is equivalent to character dot isDigit of x, what will I get as my output? What will be stored in my b? My b will be stored as true because here 5 is a number. If I have given instead of x, I have given a variable called c. What will be contained in b? You will be getting the value as false in b because c is not a number. I hope this is the same as this. Only difference is here you are checking whether it is a letter, here you are checking whether it is a digit. Now we go with the third function. It is character dot isLetter or digit. So very clearly specifies whether you are going to check whether the data type that is contained inside that particular character, whether is it a letter or a digit. So if it is a letter or a digit, you will get the output as true. Otherwise, you will get it as false. For example, let me say char x is equivalent to asterisk, right? And then now if I run the coding, boolean b is equivalent to character dot if I give it like this, character dot isLetter or digit of x, my value stored or my output in b will be false because here asterisk is neither a letter nor a digit. So I hope the first three functions are clear for you. Character.isLetter, character.isDigit, character.isLetter or digit. Now the fourth function we are going to deal with is character.isWhitespace. The fourth function is character dot is white space. I hope you know what is white space. It's nothing but a blank space. Suppose if you are going to store, for example, char x is equivalent to white space. A space within single quotes indicates it is a space. Now if I give boolean b is equivalent to character dot is white space of x. Since I have stored x in x a white space, my b will hold true. If I have given something else, for example a, my b will store false. So you are checking whether you are having a white space in that particular character. And this how you use it in application level, I'll be showing you across your Blue Jay how you are going to make use of these functions in application level or in our coding. Now for now we are just learning only what this function does, what it is giving you as an output. Now the fifth function we are going to learn is whether the character what is stored inside this data type is in capital letter or in small letter. We know in Java for capital letters we pronounce it as, or we make the code name as uppercase, and if it is a small letter we name it as lowercase. Now the function name is character dot, I shall write it, character dot is uppercase. You must note the difference where the small letters and capital letters are used. Character dot is uppercase will return true if the data type contains an uppercase letter or a capital letter, otherwise it will return false. Now we'll see how it goes about. Char x is equivalent to a. Now if I write boolean b is equivalent to character dot is uppercase of x, what will be returned? B will return false because A is here written in small letters, right? Same way the next function is character dot is lowercase. I hope you understand with this. When we have learnt uppercase, you know what is lowercase. Lowercase means if it is in small letters. Now if I run this particular coding for the data type x, so if I write E is lowercase, your boolean B will return true because your A is in small letters. So all these are very simple functions which will help you when you are running a coding. So we are going to learn about the next function, how you convert a character to uppercase. For example, I have stored like this, char ch is equivalent to x, right? I want to store this x. Now I have stored it as a small letter. I want to convert it into capital letter. So I want my ch to be formed like x. It has to be in the form of capital letter. So for this, the wrapper class character allows you function called character dot to uppercase. So earlier what we learned was E is uppercase, E is lowercase. Checks whether it is a small letter or a capital letter. Here you are converting, if it is in small letter, it converts it into capital letter. If it is in capital letter, then it does nothing. Okay. So now if I write like this, character dot to uppercase of ch. So what is happening is, whatever is stored in your ch is getting converted into uppercase. So you must note that for all the previous functions, the result was either true or false and the data type was boolean. But here, you are not checking, but rather you are converting it into uppercase. So in that case, your return data type also should be of char. So I can either give like this, char ch is equivalent to character dot to uppercase of ch, or if you want to store, you don't want to miss the original one, you want to store it in another variable, I just say char ch1 is equivalent to character dot to uppercase of ch. Here what happens? Now you know ch has got small letter x. After this statement, I will have another variable ch1 where it stores capital letter x. So what the function does is converts the corresponding letter, whatever you have written in your ch or in a variable, converts it into uppercase. If you have already stored it in an uppercase, then it does nothing, it remains like that itself. For example, you have also stored ch, I have stored 1. You know, I can store a number. Here when I run this, it remains as 1 only, there is no change. It looks for, if it is a smaller case, then it converts into uppercase. Similar function we have for converting it into lowercase. It is character dot to lowercase. In character dot to lowercase, what it does, the reverse of this earlier function, it converts whatever is there in the capital letter gets converted into small letter. For example, if I have char ch is equivalent to capital Y, right? Now, when I run this particular coding, char ch1 is equivalent to, what will be stored in my ch1? I will be storing small letter y. So this is what it is. Same thing if it is a letter or a number, or if it is an uppercase, no changes. But if it is a uppercase, then only it changes into lowercase. So these are the different functions which we have learned under the character wrapper class. I'll just give a recap of all these functions. The first one was isLetter. Checked whether the value that is contained inside that particular char data type, is it a letter or not. It was of Boolean data type, means it is returning either true or false. The second function was isDigit. This also returned whether the value that is stored in the char data type is a number or not. Then you had isLetter or digit. It checked whether the value is either a letter or a digit, either of one. So again it returned true, otherwise returned false. Then you had the function isUppercase, whether the value entered is in capital letter. Then we had isLowercase, means whether the value is in the form of small letters. Then we had, so all these functions returned Boolean, means it returned true or false. Clear? The data type is true or false. The next two functions were conversion. One was to uppercase and the other one was to lowercase. So if it was in uppercase, it converted into lowercase. If it was in lowercase, it got converted into uppercase. And for these two, the data types will be of char, because it is going to convert it and again store it into that same particular data type. So these are the different functions related to the character wrapper class. This is very important because these functions we will be using it in our coding in the coming part. And I shall show you how this works across through the BlueJ platform also. Now we have few exercises which is given at the back of your lesson in your review inside. You may please go through the questions which we have for which we have discussed here, and also we will go through the different programs which makes use of these character functions, so that we know how it is used in application level. So we have a number of solved programs as well as unsolved programs. Solved programs I will explain, and the unsolved programs I shall give you the logic by which you will also try to do it in your notebook. I hope you have already I have mentioned about a notebook which you will be following. Even when you come for the live classes, please have it with you and make a note of whatever I say as important, so that it will be helpful for you.
Program which is described in your textbook. Write a program to accept a character and check the case, otherwise check it is a digit or a special character. Now what you're supposed to do is, the user has to input a character and you have to check whether the entered character, whether it is a letter. If it is a letter, you have to cross check whether it is uppercase or lowercase. If it is not a letter, you have to find out whether it is a digit or whether it is a special character. The coding is as such: you have declared a variable char of the variable chr, and then you are getting the value from the user, chr equivalent to in.next.char of 0. So now till this we will see how the program runs. So I am running my program, I am executing it. So now you can see here, enter a character which is displayed here, and let me enter a character. Say I entered a number. I am entering a number 5. Clear? Now what is stored in CHR is 5. The control now comes and checks character is letter. We have learned the function is letter. Is letter checks whether CHR stores a letter or not. So since I have entered 5, here it is condition is false. Since the condition is false, it comes to the else statement. In else, it checks whether is it a digit. So the condition is true, and so this statement is executed. So now if I press enter, you can see it has entered 5 is a digit. Nothing but this where the statement CHR stores 5 is a digit. Okay. Now let me go execute it once again. Okay. So enter a character. Let me give an type in a special character, say ampersand. Now look at the code. Now CHR contains ampersand. Now you are coming and checking is it a letter. Condition is false. So it comes and checks is it a digit. Is it a digit? Again condition is false. So it comes to the else, and here it displays CHR. What is stored in CHR? Ampersand. Is a special character. So let me see what is the output. You can see here ampersand is special character. Okay. Now once more let me execute the program. Now enter a character. Now let me give a letter, say N. Now you can see the input is N here. Now CHR contains small n. Character is letter. So the condition is true. Since the condition is true, you are going inside the if. So this is a nested if. So since this condition is true, you are going for check for another if condition. It checks whether character is uppercase. So CHR is it uppercase? Condition is false. So it comes for the next. This is a multiple if. So comes and checks is lowercase. So here it is in lowercase. So your output will be N is in lowercase. So let me run the program. You can see here N is in lowercase. Now let us run the program once again. Now I am going to enter something in capital letters. Say suppose I am going to enter capital H. So now in CHR you have stored capital H. It comes and checks is it a letter. Condition is true. So it comes inside the nested if. It checks is it in uppercase. So here again the condition is true. So it comes out here and prints CHR. What is in CHR? Capital H. Is in uppercase. And it again, since this is a multiple if, it comes and checks here and is it in lowercase? Condition is false and it comes out. This particular code can also be rewritten using an if-else statement instead of multiple if. So what you will do is, as I have told in the class, you will also take in an input and check for the execution of this particular coding. I hope you have understood it.
Okay.